Greetings from second training session of Collective Innovation to Fight Climate Change project. Delegates were incredibly engaged and we learned a lot from each other. We are very thankful to CEED Bulgaria for the excellent organization of workshops, sustainable innovation and culture of change. Our goal was learning, discussing and exchanging knowledge and good practices about the role and impact of businesses on the transition towards green and circular economy. We were speaking about innovation culture. Managing change is must for the green transition process, the role of businesses, universities and NGOs. Turning climate change into business opportunities were with Mr. Gennady Kanderev, Mr. Dejan Angelov, Mr. Georg Stefanov, and many other great people from the businesses from Bulgaria and worldwide. What was for you the momentum to be greener?
Well, I think that it started a long time ago. I started working European project in the 90s, and that's where there was the first influence from the European Commission in those days to work to become a bit greener.
It was 7 years ago when my younger child, she's a girl, Victoria, when she became 1 year of age, she had a lot of allergies. And when I started reading actually about her diet and her allergy, it struck me that actually they are more eco-friendly. And so I started reading about the green, about the farming, sustainability, and this is how I got involved with the topic.
Well, for me, actually, it started when I was very young. I mean, this goes back to 1985. I was in 5th grade, and of course, due to the inspiration and teachings of our amazing teachers in my school where I studied in an Irish Catholic school, St. Edmunds, and also my father or my parents, the inspiration and the way we've been taught and groomed from an early age to be helpful and respectful to the environment and society at large.
I began to think more greener. I think it was when I had a garden for the first time in Brussels, and I had to plant flowers. So I was wondering about composting, and so at the beginning I just studied a little bit to understand the compost processes, and of course I've done it. And then in our co-working spaces, we went slowly, step by step, creating different steps to be more sustainable and to be more greener.
We visited and met in place with the management terms of several selected green companies in Sofia, Bulgaria, like Tech Park, where we see really nice startups, ecosystems, Integral Plastics, where we see really great, amazing recycling company. Also visited the Zero Waste restaurant.
Even if you were not part of any academic institution, you can apply for access to it if you then publish all the materials and data and so on, and make a public publication.
There are several different labs in the universities, also in the research institute, but there is no place where it could be done under one roof. Extraction, characterization of biological activity, also some formulation and testing the activity of the formulation from plant extract, mainly plant-based product. This was just initial purpose of these 3 labs.
The best for my unit is tomra sorting. It's a near-vis separator which recognize the color and the kind of material. Then the material is going to the second unit, washing unit. Then we have pre-washing, more shredding for smaller pieces. Then we have again refreshing water, which also cleans the material. Again, mechanical dryers, thermal dryers, and the last step is the extrusion. We melt the material and we produce granules, for example. This is how they look.
Yes. So I can say as a conclusion, because I read very carefully. So our main purpose is to recycle the the plastic bags that we use in the stores and everywhere. And that kind of raw material, because this is raw material for us, for the human is just garbage. So our raw material is a post-consumer, which makes the process much difficult because it's not from clean from some plant. We just do take the rest that they don't need. So we take this from us. This is our garbage. This is our raw material.
I wrote a book about how to live a zero waste life, and this was like a very huge event for me, of course, but also for our like culture, for our area here. It was something that opened the doors to the idea of sustainability for us, the young people. Since then, even before the book, I made this place.
We shared knowledge, experiences, and upskilled learners and trainers to discuss and teach on innovation and climate change. All delegates got certificates from the project consortium. We got a better understanding of climate change, sustainable business models, sustainable innovations, and culture of change. Networking among the participants was really great and professional. What was for you the most impressive during this training?
I think more than anything is the willingness to collaborate. And that is really heartwarming. In spite of the UK coming out of the EU, on individual basis, nothing's changed, you know. That's the politics of it, you know. I mean, we all get tied up in politics, although we don't want to be. So I think the willingness to collaborate and learn off each other.
Well, we had a lot of interesting things. There are some guys that told us stories that I wasn't 100% agree with them. But in the same time, I think Nasi Como was one of the best ways of, the best new ways about green thinking, and they started apparently, I listened very carefully to their presentation. And then about greener thinking, I think Creative District, that our Belgian partner, they're amazing. You know, I know them for nearly 5-6 years already, and absolutely amazing. They think in a very defaced way. You know, it's very difficult to get what they think.
I think I really enjoyed the visit to the film recycling company, the factory yesterday. It was fantastic seeing that technology being developed, and also just seeing the ability to recycle film plastics coming on so far. Yeah, it was a stand-up facility and a really inspiring example. And I thought the presentation today from Earthbank, from Bremley, was also fantastic.
I think the most impressive thing was the recycling place. Great to see the bales of plastic that looks like rubbish and waste and thin plastic bags being turned into pellets, which can then become products. That was really interesting. Yeah, there was lots of information about the European Union and lots of fascinating talks I really enjoyed. Someone did a talk about turning insects into food. That was really good too.
Yes, I was talking with some participants, for example, from the UK, from India. They are doing really a good labor all over. For example, the speaker of yesterday who was talking about the reforestation in India, I was really in shock. But here the level for me is so high.
Well, I have a lot of interesting things here, and I'm sure many business can come out of this conference, because I know there's a lot of people working in this purpose, and it has been really interesting for me.
Difficult to pick one. Meeting everyone has been amazing, and learning so much about their companies and how they work and what they do for climate change. But I think probably the day we went on the visit, so when we went to the recycling facility and to the Zero Waste Cafe, the contrast between the two places and how they work and what they're doing, I think is just amazing, both in a community sense and a company sense.
The greatest moment for me was actually when we visited two different businesses, one after the other. First was a recycling plant, a huge one, recycling plastic garbage that we get from different places, from Bulgaria and from other countries of Europe. And it was smelly and it was dirty, and we were amongst the huge piles of garbage, and I realized how small we are, every human being, and we can really die under all this garbage we throw every day. And just after that, we went to another small business, a lady entrepreneur who has established her zero waste cafeteria. And when we were there eating food made by her hands, just after seeing all the garbage, it was really the contrast. You move from the dirty to the source of your life, food.
We are looking forward to meet our colleagues again on June 15 in London.